Beautiful seekers, this is Clarity 1129. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here, and this time this pick a card reading is on the topic of how you can show yourself grace or show yourself some love. All right, now you'll hear everyone saying practice self-love. How do you do it? You think you're trying, and maybe you are, maybe you're done a great amount of work on yourself, and still there may be something that you've overlooked. All right, or there's something that you know it's there, but you'd rather not know it because it's a little painful. So we're just going to take a look at what more you can do if you're already on the path, and if you're not, where you can cut yourself some slack, so you show yourself some grace, and be really kind to yourself. We'll take a look. So I've pre-shuffled the tarot oracle cards, and I have a set of 5 questions and 1 advice from tarot, and then additional oracle cards for advice. All right, now the questions we have are: first, how can I show myself some love or grace? 2, how do I forgive myself? And then third one is, where do I need to release guilt? 4th, how can I release what no longer serves me? 5th, how do I heal? And last but not least is advice, as I said. All right, yes, so this is how the reading is going to go, and we've got animals here to help guide you. And so now, without further delay, let us move to your pile selection. Let me introduce you to the piles. Pile number 1 is the Star Spinner Tarot, and all the birds. All right, you have the parrot, that's also a parrot, a macaw, I think, butterfly. Oh, that's not a bird, but that's air element, flamingos, owl, as well as the swan. The swan is on water. It's still, I've added it here. Pile number 2 is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and you have the orca, you have the turtle, you have a mermaid, you have a fish, you have a whale, and you have a starfish. Pile number 3 is the Cat Tarot, and you have the dog, the cat, the horse, squirrel, what is this? A monkey and an elephant. And pile number 4, this was actually supposed to be the air element, the water element, the earth element, and this is supposed to be fire element, but I really couldn't get, I didn't know what to put here for the fire element, so we've put the dragon. Of course, the head of the dragon is here. Then we have, this is actually supposed to be a bee. I'm taking it as a firefly. And you've got 3 unicorns and an angel here. All right, so this could be fire and space together, ethereal as well as fire related. So either the animals drew you to them, or the cards. Okay, yes, the tarot here is the tarot of the curious creatures. All right, now for those of you who are intuitive, the timestamps are waiting for you to click them, and I'll see you at your pile. And for those of you whom that quick meditation helps to center yourself, to make that choice, beautiful seekers, let us begin. Sit with your spine erect, palms open, facing upward. When you're ready, gently close your eyes. When ready, gently take in a deep breath. Hold your vision between your eyebrows, connecting to your inner guidance, knowing that your intuition will never lead you astray. Take your time. When you're ready, gently breathe out and gently open your eyes. Whichever pile you're drawn to, that is your pile. And now I will see you at your pile. Pile number 1, those of you who've chosen the Star Spinner Tarot, or these beautiful birds which represent, birds and butterfly which represent the air element, welcome to your reading. Maybe some of you like birds a lot. Maybe some of you are working with one or more of these as your spirit animal. Here's your butterfly. Maybe some of you are going through a transformation. With the swan here, I feel maybe for some of you, you are in a love situation. This for me is like the Ace of Swords, the owl. You're very witty people, very connected. And then you have flamingos, which in one of the cards comes as fun. And it also comes as lovers for some cards. Usually the swan does. So that's two indications of something got to do with a love situation. I don't know, but this reading is all about you. What you need to do to heal, how you can show yourself some love, where you can forgive yourself, what you need to release, all of that. All right, I'm going to first put down all the cards, first the tarot and then the oracle, and then we'll get into your reading. All right, as I'm putting down your tarot cards, we'll go over the questions once again, so we know what is for what. All right, so first and foremost, the bottom deck energy is the Ten of Cups. Not surprised. How can I show myself love? And you get the Page of Pentacles. How do I forgive myself? And you get the Nine of Wands, sorry, the Nine of Swords in reverse. Then you have, where do I need to release the guilt? You get the Devil in reverse. How can I release what no longer serves me? Oh wow, you get the Ten of Wands. My Lord, pile number one. How do I heal? You get the Four of Wands. And advice is the Three of Wands in reverse. Yes. Pile number one always has to go through this. Me adjusting everything. For your oracle cards, you have the Swan Spirit. This is a double confirmation. You have the Swan here as well. Then you have first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. I think we'll move this here. And we get gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. The number 35 or, sorry, the number 36 or 9 could be significant. Then you have brown, establish boundaries. And last but not the least, you get denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Beautiful. All right, my beautiful pile number ones. Let's get into your reading after a sip of water. I'm sorry, my voice might sound nasal. I don't know what it is this whole year. This is the third time I'm catching such a bad cold. In fact, I think from end of last year. All right. So the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. All right. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles here as the Ten of Cups as the bottom deck energy. The bottom deck energy is the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. And I'd like you to see how do I heal, and you have a Four of Wands here. For many of you, I feel you're already in a commitment. You're either in a marriage or in a long-term commitment. All right? And things seem to be going great in your commitment. But there is something from the past that's holding you back. And the first card is, how can I show myself love? And you get the Page of Pentacles. For some of you, you've been so focused on this connection, on this lovely thing going on in your life, that you have stopped taking out time for the things you love to do. For some of you, you've got great ideas. You may have had great ideas to do a lot as far as your work is concerned, about starting something which was important to you at one time, starting a career, maybe a business, whatever this is. You had those dreams, but somehow it never fit into this whole idea of this commitment and this marriage, depending on your situation. And so it took a back seat. But this is something that you really like to do, and this was a dream of yours at some point. And now, if someone asks you about it, someone whom you've known from the past, maybe your friends, family, you just brush it off. Oh, I've got lots to do. But you're being told that the first step in showing yourself love is to actually follow your dream. Just because you're in a marriage, no matter how happy it is, you don't have to choose between your dream and your marriage, or your dream and a partnership or a commitment. No, you have the right to have both. All right? Just like your partner, you as well. You know, if your partner is also very committed just to you, and you both really sacrifice your own individual needs, your hobbies, what interests you, just to be with one another, you can take it from me that if it's not already, your relationship is headed towards codependency. And that's not a good sign. And it's unhealthy, whether both of you are doing it or any one of you are doing it. It's not healthy. Now, since this reading is especially for you and your person is not here watching this, pile number one, it's time for you to start following what you really wanted to do, that dream of yours. Get back at it. That is a huge step towards your self-love. Not denying yourself the happiness that you've once wanted so much, which is there for you to go and take, And it's not just about you. When we engage in something that we love, of course it makes us happy, but usually the outcome of that is shared by a lot of people, either in your immediate vicinity or worldwide, depending on what it is. All right? So why are you denying yourself and the whole world something beautiful that you have, just because you feel it's wrong to do so? All right? Nothing, if this marriage or commitment of yours is on firm foundation, this will only make it happier, not sadder. All right? And this is something you really need to do as an act of self-love. Where do you need to forgive yourself? You get the Nine of Swords in reverse. For a lot of you, I feel you've already started, but you may be halfway between. There is something that's happened in your past. Either it's your past with this person, or it's been a past with someone else, or something else, or some trauma in your childhood, or something where for a long time it would keep you awake at night. Look at the way this is depicted here. You just don't feel good about yourself. You have nightmares. You wake up. It's your demons all start coming out at night, and you're being told whatever this is, you need to forgive yourself. If there's something that you've done, a mistake that's been made in the past, for some of you it could be maybe you've cheated on your partner. This won't resonate with everyone, obviously, but if it does resonate with one or two of you, even then, yes, we know cheating is not great. Yes, we know cheating is something that shouldn't be done, but you've done it. Now what? If this is your situation, you are still being told to forgive yourself. We are human. Everyone makes mistakes. Some make some kind of mistakes, some make other mistakes. But how long can you beat yourself up? Maybe for some of you, you've made this mistake, and as a result of the guilt that comes, that's why you've sacrificed everything that makes you happy just to pour your everything into this connection of yours. And by doing that, you feel a little better, which is why this is in reverse. But you're being told to not hold the guilt anyway. What's happened. You learn lessons from it and live your best life, but you don't have to sacrifice your happiness to cover up for the guilt. Guilt is a pathetic place to be in. It serves no one. It is guilt is something that is based on society's needs. All right. Now, so do I say that cheating is good? No. But because, when someone is being loyal to you, that's the least you can do. It's not about judgment by society. Why would you want to be mean to someone who's not being mean to you? Why would you want to be disloyal to someone who's not being disloyal to you? All right, so it's not something great. So it's not about what the society will say, but from your own self, finally, there's no need to cheat. But having said that, each person goes through so many cycles. You don't even know what caused you to take that step. All right, for some of you, it's even, in your birth chart, if you look at your astrology, I've mentioned it in one or two readings ago in some reading, that sometimes you're meant to go through this, to go through all that particular episode is going to teach you. So take it as an experience, all right? What you've done was something you're ashamed of, but all you got to do is learn from that. First, go to why did you need to do it? Were you not being satisfied in this relationship that you had to go there? If there's someone from your past who had resurfaced while you were in a connection and you just, in one weak moment you moved forward, even then ask, why did you do it? There's a reason why that person was your ex. There's a reason why that didn't work out. What made you want to go back to that person? All right? This is something for you to ponder upon, because you've got to get to the root of the problem. That is the only way you can heal and move forward. Not by sacrificing your life, your happiness to make up for the guilt. That is absolutely futile, because it will come up in some other way. It will raise its ugly head. The only way to do it is to learn lessons, heal. Why is it that you went back to a person who didn't treat you right the first time? Why is it, despite being in a connection which gives you all the emotional satisfaction in the world, why did you still need to go? This is what you need to address, because the root cause is something totally disconnected to this person or this person. It's got to do with you, something from your childhood, and that's what you need to heal. And you need to forgive yourself for this particular act and go deep within to find out what makes you do this, what made you do this, and then heal that. And don't beat yourself up about it. It's an experience. Now, whether you should speak to this person about what happened or not, that I leave to you. That's entirely up to you. But if it makes you feel better speaking about it, speak about it. If it doesn't, it's fine. What you need to do is to get to the bottom of the problem. I personally feel that you should speak to this person about it, because, one way or the other, your connection is not on unsteady ground. You tell them this, come out with it, and genuinely discuss this thing, why this happened, and what you feel about it. And thereafter, if this connection falls apart, it falls apart. However, if you feel, because that is the right thing to do. However, if you feel there are children involved maybe, and they may be young and you don't want to, bring it out now, the choice is with you. But you don't stay in this energy. Then learn your lessons and move forward. And then that chapter is a closed chapter. And then see what you can do. Heal yourself, and don't stop your dreams because of one thing that went wrong, because you don't know how to handle it or you're hiding it. The thing about hiding things is, you hide one thing, you got to hide many things after that. Now, for some of you where this was not the case, cheating was not the case, but there is something which keeps you awake. It could be something so trivial, so small, but someone has, made that feel like something huge, and that's your little secret, and it keeps haunting you. And you working on yourself, it's getting better because this is in reverse, but this really needs to go, because whatever this is, you're giving it more energy than you should. Whatever this was, I don't know what this is. I don't want to know what this is, because this is blanket for a clearance for all of you, that now you've come to this reading, you're seeing this. You don't have to go to make your confessions, nothing. All you got to do is learn from that experience, find out why you did it, heal from it, and then let it go once and for all, and pour in your best energy to your work and to all those beautiful people in your life. All right? Where do I need to release guilt? You get the devil in reverse. Again, I think these two are totally linked. All right? This devil energy is what's been keeping you stuck. But I feel for a lot of you, since both these cards are in reverse, you've started your work on this. All right? And if you're looking for someone to tell you whether you're on your right path, yes, you are. Very much. And it's time for you to just take it as an experience, learn from it, find out why you did what you did, and heal that why, all right, so that it doesn't happen again, and thereafter just move on. How can I release what no longer serves me? And you get the Ten of Wands. This is such a sad card, Someone's putting so much of effort, and in your case, it's because of the guilt. You've sacrificed what was important to you, and this guilt has made you do so much. You must be working for every member of the family. Everything you take on yourself as a burden, almost as though you're inflicting punishment on yourself for whatever this thing was. And you're being told that the best way to release what no longer serves you is to release this burden. The burden of guilt, the burden of taking on everyone else's share of work. That is basic. You need to put it down. You really need to put it down, pile number one. Oh my Lord, I'm giving you such a big hug. Sending you so much love. You've been through hell, have you not? Just let it go. All right? Just let it go. And come back to who you were. Start afresh. If it gives you more peace to tell this person and be ready for the outcome, go ahead, do it. There is no right, there is no wrong. All right, morals are one thing, but every single thing, what they call morals, are a way of keeping society in a way that people don't really go way out of the set pattern. Having said that, and I'm not saying that it's wrong, it is very important, because when you're in a commitment with someone, both of you have committed to one another, which means you both want to be loyal to one another. So if one doesn't keep the deal, then of course it needs to be corrected, but not in the way you're doing it. You don't have to punish yourself so badly because of one mistake made. Better than that is to go and speak up. If that person is magnanimous enough to understand, mature enough to understand, it's fine. But if that person is going to torture you even more than you were torturing yourself, it's better to leave the marriage. And once that decision has been taken, don't feel guilty about it over and over again. What's done is done. You can't go back in time. You can't change what happened. It's happened. Now what? Now is healing. Now is letting it go. All right? And that's very important for you. And the energy of guilt no longer serves you. The energy of taking on everyone's problems just to make up for this guilt is also no longer serving you. If you're seeing this reading, give it up now. Whatever the situation is, whether it's a cheating situation, whether it's any situation under the sun, it's time to let it go. All right? That's it. And learn lessons from there. Find out why you did what you did. Heal that portion of you. And then get on to doing what you love to do. All right? It's about time. How do I heal? You get the Four of Wands. Celebrate life, pile number one. Not just your relationship, not just your work. Celebrate your life. All right? You've been put here for a reason. There's so much good happening for you, but one little thing that you've gone wrong, you've just negated Every single good deed you've done all your life, and you're just focused on that. Let it go. Let it go. If you're seeing this, with this swan spirit here, time for deep dive, and this is double confirmation with this swan. It's about time that you actually delve deep into this, find out what the root cause is, and let it go. And you need to really celebrate life and celebrate yourself. All right, it's about time. Advice from spirit is 3 of Wands in reverse. Stop waiting for something to happen for all of this to go away. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And don't wait now. It's about that one day when something happens, I will finally be able to let it go. No, you've started the work, finish it now. Just let this go. This serves no one. Such, difficult cards these are. And you're living with this burden. It's time for you to let it go. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with an insight of awareness. Absolutely. Whatever this thing was, cheating or anything else, you agree what you've done was wrong. That's step number 1. Good. Now you don't want to tell anyone because of your fear. That's up to you. One day you will reach that place when you heal, when you're able to talk about this freely to anyone, apologize, and ready for any repercussion, because you know that it was something that happened because of something that needed to be healed. Now you've healed it and you're ready to free yourself of it. So either if telling this person is going to help, do it. But don't stay in this energy of guilt any longer. If you don't want to say it, also it's fine. Whatever you want to do, do it. But once and for all, get over this energy of inflicting punishment on yourself because of the guilt. Because this is blown out of proportion in your head and it's not letting you live a decent life. All right, what more advice do you have? Establish boundaries. If there is someone from the past and if this something happened and this person, I know it sounds dramatic, but if this person is blackmailing you or if this person's coming back because that's your little secret, then you establish boundaries, keep them out. And if you have this feeling that this person is going to keep coming and telling you things, then it's best to go and speak it out. What can happen at the most? A relationship will come to an end. If this is how it was supposed to come to an end, then just know that it was meant to, and it's no longer serving you. Then let it go, and it's not the end of the world. I know I sound harsh, but what is worse is what you're doing to yourself, and you're allowing. If there is someone, this is not for everyone obviously, but if there is someone who's coming and holding you accountable for that, without anyone knowing or keeping, it's a very uncomfortable kind of feeling. Just stick with this truth for your own self. Learn from the experience. Now, if, for example, you actually decide to go and tell this person and all hell breaks loose, your relationship comes to an end, people come to know, even then, enough. Drop the guilt. All right? Take everything as an experience. Move on. But you've got to be your own best friend. If you don't know how to stand up for yourself, if you don't know how to tell yourself it's okay, you made a mistake, you can correct for it. If you don't show yourself some grace, the world is going to just tear you apart. And I don't think you should. And right now, before the world can do anything for you, you're tearing yourself apart. You're just pulling yourself down. It's just not a good place to be. Pile number 1, if this resonates with you, seriously, I feel so bad for you, because you're going through so much of self-inflicted pain, and this needs to go. You don't need someone else to fix you. Absolutely, you don't. You don't need to confess. You don't need to tell them unless it makes you feel better. Then do it. Not because someone said so. And if the relationship comes to an end, even then, as long as you have yourself with you, you can get past anything. But you need to make that relationship work with yourself. You really do. And you're capable of doing it. Be humble. I have a feeling you are very humble. In fact, You've been told to be modest all your life, so much so that you're bordering on underconfidence now. And maybe this person whom you cheated with, for those of you who have all this, whatever you've done with somebody else, you've done because they make you feel good. Otherwise, you are always beating yourself up because you've been told to be modest, to underplay yourself. This person brings it out, so you've done what you did. And now you're feeling terrible about it and you're beating yourself up about it. And it's time for you to give up this energy once and for all. All right, this may not have resonated with everyone, but if it did, first of all, you are worthy, you are wonderful exactly the way you are, despite this, including this. Because there's not one human being on this whole planet who doesn't have shade. Everyone has their own light and shade, and it's that balance which you come to move forward. Every mistake may be different, but everyone has made a mistake. And it's okay to show yourself some grace and show yourself lots and lots of love. It's a difficult world. We're all trying to navigate our way forward. We're all trying to, learn and align ourselves with the universe. But I can tell you one thing for sure. Guilt will never let you get there. Guilt will never let you align with the universe, because guilt is a man-made construct and it just keeps you stuck. It doesn't let your heart breathe. Don't do this to yourself. Pile number 1. Liberate yourself. You deserve better. You are worthy. All right? Despite the mistake. Sending you so much love and light. Bye-bye. Pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Those of you who've chosen the aquatic animals. And here's the orca, here's the turtle, the fish, the blue whale, the mermaid, and the starfish, as well as the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Welcome to your reading. I'll lay down all the cards here and then we'll get into your reading. First and foremost, your bottom deck energy. Now we're going to look at how can you show yourself some love and grace, and you get the 10 of Swords. Difficult energies I can see already. What is the next question? The next question is, how do I forgive myself? So how can you forgive yourself? You get the Emperor in reverse. Where do you need to release guilt? And you get the 6 of Cups in reverse. How can you release what no longer serves you? And you get the 7 of Cups. How do I heal? And you get the Knight of Cups. And advice from Spirit is the Empress. Wow. I'll lay down these cards as well, and then we will take a look at your reading. Why is it that I feel we had more place in the last pile? I think those cards were narrower and smaller maybe. All right, so here you have the Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. The number 8 could be significant. Then you get be proud of yourself. Wow, okay. Last quarter moon in Taurus, and we are in Taurus season as I'm recording this and posting it. You get Phoenix with a number 9. How's that for a happily ever after? Wow, so powerful and so beautiful. 8 to 9 progression, growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And last but not the least is sign, build your confidence. Oh my Lord, this is so, so clear. Beautiful, beautiful pile number 2. Before we begin, here's a big, big hug to brave warriors out there. All right, you've been so brave, so brave. The bottom deck energy is 3 of Pentacles. You are finally rebuilding yourself. With this Phoenix card here, you know, you are finally rising from the ashes. You've been in pain for a very long time and you are ready now to let that go. All right, and you're ready to start building It might feel from scratch, but it's not from scratch. All right. And this is wonderful energy as your bottom deck energy. So how can you show yourself some love? How can you show yourself grace? The Ten of Swords. Someone's broken your heart. They've betrayed you. This could be a love situation. This could be at work. This could be any event that has just, pulled the rug from under your feet. It's just shaken you up in a way that you couldn't expect. Just as I said that, Spirit was saying, some of you actually saw it coming, but you didn't, pay heed to the warning. I know that's the last thing you want to hear, but then if I get a message, I have to say it out. You giving more chances than required. It was almost as though you were seeing it, but you chose not to see it because you felt, no, I think this, I'm just making it up, I'm getting paranoid. That's what you said. And when it finally hit you, you couldn't believe it. And you knew that there were warning signs, but you didn't listen. And this is not to call you out for it, but to tell you that the good part is this is a 10. This cycle is over. You have mourned a whole lot for it. And the worst part is because, in retrospect, you saw those warning signs which you hadn't paid attention to. You've been talking down to yourself, possibly. The hurt is one thing. This actual occurrence of this causes actual hurt. And thereafter, beating yourself about it over and over again, it's playing on repeat in your head. So every single time it plays, you go through the Ten of Swords all over again. So this has been carrying on for some time. And now, the one act of self-love is to finally let the swords fall off. Just realize swords are not real swords. Swords are words. They are thoughts. All right, someone did something which was not expected. They were out of character, and you are paying the price. Why? I know it's easier said than done. I've not lived 52 years on this planet without facing hurt. And it's easier said than done, I know. But I also know that this is not everything. You will rise and shine. And actually, even as I'm speaking this, I feel you're realizing it and you're coming into this energy. And maybe you're watching this tarot reading to actually find out how can you help yourself out of this, because you're done mourning. You're done crying. You want to get up and get moving. And this is beautiful because you're here and you are going to slowly empower yourself, all right? How can I forgive myself? You may have been dealing with an authority figure, if it's at work, a boss, if it's at home, a parent who has strong masculine energy. If you were in a committed relationship, this could have been your husband. I'm saying husband because it is masculine energy. I'm feeling very strong masculine energy. And not just energy, I even feel, that this could actually be, for a lot of you, majority of you, this person could be male, all right? And for some of you, this could be your divine masculine as well. But whichever way it is, this person called the shots and you used to just adore them. And when this Ten of Swords happened, you've taken on all the blame on yourself. Oh wow, I didn't notice you had the Emperor here and the Empress here. For some of you who already resonate with the term and who feel that they are on a twin flame journey, for some of you it is this person. All right, but the only way you can forgive yourself is to be fair. Fair in your assessment of the situation. You've given them a clean chit and you've taken on all the blame. When you get angry, you might blame them a bit, and the minute you soften down, you take the blame back onto yourself. And this is what I'm getting. And this could be whether it's a divine masculine or if it was any of the relationships that I was talking about, be it a boss at work, be it anybody in your life. with strong masculine energy, or who was male, who is male. This person, it could be even a sibling, it could be a cousin, anybody. But you were very invested in this person. You trusted this person blindly, and this person broke your heart. They betrayed your trust, and you kept finding excuses for them. And you're being told the one way to forgive yourself is to see, detach yourself from the situation. Now you've finished mourning for so long. Now it's time for you to look at it from a very objective way. You may be water signs. I mean, there's a lot of emotions, possibly. You've got very strong water in your charts. And with this 6 of Cups that I see, which is in reverse, this person may have been someone you've known since childhood. All right? If it's not a work situation, it could be someone you've known from your childhood. And this could be a past life connection if this is soulmate, twin flame kind of energy. But the fact is that this person hurt you. And while it was not fully their fault, because these connections come to trigger you, and with all the cards that I'm seeing later on, it's definitely meant to trigger you, because your sense of self-worth was practically non-existent. Which is why when this happened, you took on all the blame onto yourself. Now what you're being told is that it's time for you to forgive yourself. And how does forgiveness come? Number one, you detach yourself from this situation and see it for what it was, without the rose-colored glasses, without judgment, not judgment on you or them. Just look at what happened. Think of all those red flags which you ignored, the warning signs that you got which you ignored. Now look at it objectively and say, where were you wrong? What all have you ignored? Where were they wrong? And not in order to blame them, but to realize that everything was not on you. You've been so hard on yourself. And thereafter realizing that this had to happen. It's happened. You can't go back. You can't reverse what happened. This is the situation. Accept it. That is your first step to forgiving yourself. Your first step to healing is acceptance. See it for what it is. This is now non-existent. It is only a memory. And no matter how fresh you keep the memory by crying and by mourning, it is still a memory. All right? And you have to first come to terms with that. With that, you'll start, when you see things objectively, you will realize where you stand, what needs to be healed, and you will learn to forgive yourself. Because some things are meant to happen, they are beyond your control, beyond their control, beyond anyone's control. Actually, not some things, everything. All right, we can only control what we do. Our actions we can control. We can't control the other person's actions. Only our actions we can control. We can't control our thoughts, but we can control on what we want to focus on. Because thoughts come and go. But what you want to focus on, that's in your hand. So now you will see objectively, once you accept it, see things objectively, that's how you can forgive yourself, because you'll realize that you took on a lot of the burden which was not for you to carry. All right? Where do you need to release the guilt? This could be a very strong, this is a very strong connection. And if it was, your best friend or your childhood sweetheart, it hurts all the more. Because you had something, you could see the potential in this connection. Possibly they did too, but whatever transpired, that you know best. And it did. With life as a mystery, it was meant to. It was basically meant to teach you who you are. Because you've not really seen yourself as something great, but this is who you are. All right? And what you need to do is to release the guilt. The onus of this relationship was not on you. They may have said a lot of things. You may have triggered them just like they've triggered you now. Wherein you start feeling you are, it's all your fault. You could have done better. And that's why the guilt. But now when you see things objectively and actually accept things for what you are, you realize that, this guilt is also not for you to carry. All the blame is not for you to carry. Things happen as they did. They have their faults. You have your faults. What they are meant to do is not in your hands. But what you can do is in your hands. And though you love this relationship, and you love this person so much, you love what you had together, you could see tremendous potential. The fact is, today's reality is it doesn't exist. It's just a memory. And you've got to accept it and learn to release guilt, because you are not in control of this. You can't control things. So just realize what it is that triggered this person was their problem. But what this pain is triggering in you is what you need to work on. All right? How can you release what no longer serves you? This is the Seven of Cups. You're overthinking, you're thinking about how this could have played out. You should have said this, maybe it would have been this way. If you had tried this and not overreacted, maybe they would have still been around. Stop this. Or this could be that, okay, it's over now, but we bump into one another in the supermarket, and then this will happen, and then that will happen. Stop it. You are not getting to orchestrate your life now. All right? All you have in your hands is to recognize who you are and come into who you are, the Empress. Anything short of that is not going to make any big change in your life. And why wouldn't you want to be who you are meant to be? How do I heal that beautiful cup of love from that very big heart of yours? Take it and offer it to yourself. This Knight of Cups is looking at the Empress. This Empress is you. You're being told to take that cup of love, which you are hoping that someday you'll bump into them in the supermarket or some serendipitous thing, and you will offer it to them. No, you won't. You will offer this cup to yourself. All right? And this is your way of healing, by being extremely kind to yourself, accepting what happened, and working on your growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Yes, you are learning because of this whole thing. First of all, you should be grateful to this person. If this didn't happen, you won't realize how stuck you were on them without seeing your worth. You build your confidence here. You need to expand your growth, your consciousness, your awareness, build your confidence, and start working on something that's relevant, that is important to you, to your growth. You need to be in this energy, rising from the ashes, and you're ready for it because you're tired of mourning. It's just mourning, overthinking, making these scenarios up, then crying again. Enough. It's time for you to work on yourself. Advice from Spirit is this: see who you are. You are the Empress. Act like an Empress, irrespective of your gender. All right? You could be anyone watching this, but you've got to be in this Empress energy. What is the Empress energy? All attractive in every way. They are the Empress energy embodies the energy of the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Hearts, which is your Queen of Cups, the Queen of Coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. She's all of that. And you being told to come into this energy no matter what your gender is. When you come into this energy, when you start attracting things towards you and not chasing after things, that's when things start working out for you. So your step number 1 is to accept what happened. Step number 2, take those rose-colored glasses, break them into 2, keep it aside, and see things for what they are. See where you were to blame and where they were to blame. Not to, keep thinking about it and overthinking about it. No, just to take an assessment. Why were you taking on all the blame onto yourself? See it for what it is. All right, you may go through waves of anger, guilt, whatever, but I think you've stayed in this guilt and sorrow for a long time. It's time for you to give that up. Also know that you had no control over what happened. And know that you have control over what you say, what you think, and what you do. And that is what you're going to work on yourself. And it's about time. You've got to come into this energy. And to begin that, you've got to start building from scratch if required, because your self-confidence has taken a beating. But to be fair, your self-worth was actually non-existent. All right? So you need to work on yourself, and that begins when you finally let them go. Don't let them sit in your head. Let them go and give that huge cup of love to yourself. All right? And then you once you start working on yourself and start working on what is important to you, trying to expand your consciousness, your awareness, being proud of every little achievement that you make. When you start this journey, you will have little achievements. You may work a lot, you may feel you're healing a lot, but take baby steps. And for every step that you take, give yourself a pat on the back. All right? This is time for you to empower yourself. And as I said, I'm posting this reading, recording and posting it in Taurus season. This is Taurus energy. Taurus and Libra, Venusian energy, which is why you have that 6 out here. Beautiful. All right? And you need to give yourself that. It's about time that you did. If this person has to come back, because life works in mysterious ways, they will come back. But the best part is that you want to feel good about yourself when you're in any connection with anyone. Why would you want to feel less than? If that's a dynamic you've seen in your family, it's time to change it. Empower yourself, pile number 2. And that's how you're going to heal. It's time to stop the mourning, accept things for what they are, and slowly and steadily work on yourself, being very kind to yourself. Please monitor the dialogue that you have, the inner dialogue that you have with yourself, and be so, so kind to yourself every step of the way. I am sending you so much love and light. Bye-bye. Pile number 3. Those of you who've chosen the cat tarot or this beautiful dog here, the cat, basically all land animals, the squirrel, the monkey, the horse, and the elephant. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to first place all your cards and then we shall get into your reading. All right? So, for your tarot cards, this is the bottom deck energy. You have the 7 of Cups in reverse. Oh yes, you are pile number 3. We've got so many cards. I need to check on this. All right. Okay, for your first question, you got 2 cards. How can you show yourself love? And you get the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess. Oh my Lord. Who are you? Pile number 3. Who are you? Beautiful. How can you forgive yourself? And this has a single card, Page of Cups in reverse. Where do you need to release guilt? This again has 2 cards. You get the 10 of Swords. Is that the 10? Wait, just a sec, sorry. 1 sec. No, you get the 9 of Swords upright. Along with that, you get the Lovers in reverse. How can you release what no longer serves you? And you get the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. How do you heal? Again, you get 2 cards here. You get the Queen of Cups. And you get the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, lovely. I am just, oh, this is so beautiful. Let me put this here. And advice from Spirit is, oh, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Now let me lay down your oracle cards as well. You get the Whale Spirit, trust the great mystery. You get last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. You get Lavender, surround yourself with love. You get Humor, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Where do we keep this? Okay, we'll keep this here. Where do I keep this? Too many cards. And last but not the least is Mauve. Enjoy clear hearing. All right, beautiful pile number 3. Your bottom deck energy, give me a sec please, is the 7 of Cups in reverse. You've been undecided for a very long time. Which way do I go? What is best for me? What is my sole purpose? Which relationship should I choose? What is it that I want from life? What am I here? All those big questions. You're stuck and you're despondent because you really don't know and you want to know. You want to know how you can direct your life in a way that is suited for your, growth. But the beautiful part is this has come in reverse. You're finally beginning to get clarity, or you've finally reached that place. Maybe you've been so desperate enough to want these answers that you may have spent a lot of time all by yourself trying to get those answers. And so something beautiful is happening. How can you love yourself? You're getting there. Beautiful, beautiful. Pile number 3 is the Queen of Wands, highly intuitive. She's a queen who knows how to take care of herself. She's very attractive. She knows her worth. And then you have the High Priestess. Oh, the all-knowing and highly secretive High Priestess. And how are you going to show yourself some love, show yourself some grace? With this in reverse, I told you you're getting your answer. You're getting very intuitive like the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. But how you can love yourself is to come into this energy. Follow your intuition. Know that you will not be able to know everything. But whatever you know, trusting yourself that when the time is right, when I need to know it, the universe will show it to me and I won't ignore the signs. Know that. Knowing that is empowerment. And taking time to rest. Just look at her. Just look at her. The Queen of Wands. She's sleeping. All right? Comfortably. You've got to take care of what is important to you. You need to take ample amount of time for R&R. You have to make sure you're happy with who you are. You're taking care of everything about you. All right? And most importantly, I feel if you've not been sleeping, because I think I've seen a 9 of Swords somewhere here. Yes, maybe a lot of you have not been sleeping well. You've got to come into this energy. Beautiful, beautiful pile number 3s. And this is how you can show yourself love, show yourself some grace, knowing that the answers will reveal themselves to you when the time is right, and that your intuition is so strong that you will be able to pick it up when it comes. All right, in the meantime, you've got to take care of yourself. Not about everyone around you, that will come after. But first, prioritize yourself. Very important. Didn't you get that? I think you got prioritize yourself somewhere. Yes, here. Reflect on your priorities. Very important. I'm going to keep this right here. Because till you do this, you can never be the Queen of Wands. You can never reach a place of loving yourself, being kind to yourself, unless you learn to prioritize yourself. Very important. Very, very important. All right? If you take nothing else from the reading, just take this one thing from the reading, that you've got to prioritize yourself on the list as number 1. What you need to do. Everything else follows from that. All right? How can you forgive yourself? And you get the Page of Cups in reverse. Look at this Page of Cups. Okay. What I get from this is, I feel you're such sweet people, such tender souls, my Lord. If you got strong earth placements, it's possible you don't show it. All right? Earth signs seldom do. They just have the stoic front. They take in everything in their stride, and they don't let people in front of them know that they're suffering, that they need love too, that they need someone to tell them it's all going to be okay. They don't. They just pretend it's all a matter of daily routine. Take care of all this, and they show up for everyone, hoping that someday someone will show up for them. And you've got this beautiful, precious heart. And what you need to do to forgive yourself, I feel that you've made, it could be in some area of your life, what you need to do, and maybe this is a recurring theme, that for the smallest of mistakes that you make, because you are human, you beat yourself up big time. This is what I get from here with the Page of Cups in reverse. Something trivial you do, and then you are just so annoyed with yourself. And this is what you need to forgive. You need to forgive yourself, for the little mistakes that you make. It's very normal. Everyone makes them. And yes, you may be better than everyone in your mind, but it's okay, you're still human. Even gods make mistakes. Who said that they don't? They do. Everyone makes mistakes. And why do you make mistakes? Because you do something. If you don't do anything and just sit in one place, you won't make any mistake at all. But is that a life you want to lead? It's because you do so many things. You're there for everyone, which is why it's very imperative for you to forgive yourself. If something goes wrong, okay, learn lessons from it. See it as an experience. Gain what you have to from it and let it go. Easier said than done, but not impossible. All right? Where do you need to forgive yourself? Or release, where is it that you need to release guilt? The Lovers in reverse. Oh, is this why you're not forgiving yourself? Because these two questions are interrelated. How can I forgive myself, and where do I need to release guilt? Because most probably, for most of you, it's the same thing. It could be many things in your case, because you do fret over every little thing, but it could be this particular thing. I feel you're having sleepless nights over a choice that you made. Now, this choice could have been of a person, this could have been of a job, this could have been anything. You had a choice, you made a choice, and believe me, you would have really thought and thought and thought with the Seven of Cups a whole lot before you made this choice. All right? And now you're having sleepless nights over whether you made the right choice. Now let me tell you something, and hopefully when I tell you this, it will liberate you. There is no right or wrong choice. You are come to this planet to do a certain thing, and the universe will make sure you do it. You either go the shortest distance or you go through a winding course, but you will get there. So first and foremost, no choice is wrong. Everything is an experience. Take it as that, and don't beat yourself up. No wonder this choice you made after thinking and overthinking, finally you gave up the thinking, decided to make a choice, and now you're sitting up wondering whether you've made the right choice. What would the other person think? Was it the right choice on the career that I made? Would I have done better in the other place? Would I have provided more security if I had done something else? Was the idea of relocation bad? Everything, whatever it is, so much of thought. Cut yourself some slack. You're human. When you made that choice, you made it from whatever you knew, whatever you thought was the best. You thought of everything and then made that choice. And by the way, if you made the choice because of none of that, not thinking about anyone, but you made it because you wanted to do it, then kudos to you. Be very happy. All right, don't feel guilty if you prioritize yourself, but I have a feeling you didn't. You've just done what was best, but you're still wondering whether it was best or not. And you need to understand that you've got to prioritize yourself and make a choice. And finally, whatever you've done, you made a choice. Stop beating yourself about it. You have it in you to go the distance. Go the distance. Now, halfway through, if you feel that, no, this was the wrong thing, you're not going to be sent to the guillotine for changing your mind and doing something else. You are free. Just do what you have to do. Release the guilt. It takes away from us. How can you release what no longer serves you? And you get the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, you've got the burdens of your family, expectations, what they say, what you're supposed to do, how you can be right by everyone. And the one way to release what no longer serves you is to just let them get off your head, Your life is your life, and much as you love your family, no one's asking you to not love them, no one's asking you to not respect them, but even they will come at number 2 spot. Number 1 spot is you. Reflect on your priorities. You have made your family and everyone around you happy long enough. Now it begins with you. All right, and this is very important, very, very important. All right, and this you really, really need to let go of. I'm telling you, beautiful pile number 3, it's difficult if you've always been brought up to take care of everyone in your family, to be the more responsible one. If you're an earth sign, all the more. If you're a firstborn, even more. Whatever your dynamic is, all right, release this need of being answerable to everyone else. If you are on the right path, if you prioritize yourself, and if you're kind to yourself and you do what your heart calls you to do, I am writing it down and letting you know you're not upsetting anyone. You're not. Because you are so kind, you would never ever walk over someone else. Trust yourself. I think you really need to trust yourself some more. You would never let anyone down. But you can live your life as per your requirement and not as per someone else's requirement. This is basic. You really got to give yourself this. And it's not easy. Believe me, I am 52, as I was telling, I think the last pile. And I just realized that it's okay to not keep your parents sitting and dictating what you have to do in your head. Whether they are there or not, their voice speaks. The realization I came to at the age of 43. By the time I worked on actually ridding myself of that, not to say that I don't love my parents, they mean the world to me. I love them to the moon and back. I love them and I respect them. But I realize that if I live my life as per my choice, if my decision is not because of a bias of how either of them think, but all my own choice, there's nothing wrong with it. And I will make mistakes. And that's okay. All right? How do you heal? Just look at that. I don't believe this. You get the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Just look at that. And look at this cat is also sleeping. That cat, the Queen of Wands, is also sleeping. You are the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. You need to embrace all this energy. All right? Irrespective of your gender. You need to rest. You really, really need to rest. A lot. Okay, and then you're going to work on things that matter to you. The Queen of Pentacles is beautiful in the sense that she has the perfect balance between home and work, her own self, her health, everything. She prioritizes herself and then all those around her. She knows if she's not happy, she can't make people around her happy. So she's the most grounded queen, grounded there. That's what you're meant to be, earth signs. And the Queen of Cups, her cup is full. She's ready to give her cup of love because she's poured out a lot of love onto herself first. And this is what you need to do. Look at this. Surround yourself with love. The number 19, 10 or 1 could be significant. You've got, and for all that you've done to your family, I think you need to tell them what you want to do. And you will be surprised at the kind of support you get from your family is what I get. You feel, because you've always been on, bending backwards for everyone. When you put out what you really want, you really think they're not going to stand by you. If they don't, well, then you definitely don't need to listen to what they say. But I'm telling you, they're going to be there. They're going to be so happy, and they're going to tell you why you didn't tell them before. That's what's going to happen. All right? Also, I feel for a lot of you, because you've got so many responsibilities, so much of thinking, you're very serious and you're being told to choose the lighter side of life. It's not such a big deal. For every little thing that goes wrong, don't beat yourself up. Now, advice from Spirit is the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is feeling left out in the cold. You know why you feel this way? Not because you're really left out in the cold. It's because you want people to ask after you. No one does. You don't give them a chance. Pile number 3. You look so strong, so put together at all times that People actually may be feeling less than in front of you, that this person does so much. And there's one side of them that may not like it also, because they feel, how does this person just carry on? So they say, well, if they can do everything and nothing happens to them, let them do this also, let them do that also. And then you feel that no one really cares about you, but that's not true. That's just not true. The only person who doesn't care about you or your requirements is you. The day you start prioritizing yourself, you'll find everyone else turns up for you, because then they'll realize that you're not a robot, you're not someone alien from another planet who's running on excess energy all the time. They'll see you, that you're human and that you need a break too, that you need love too, that you need to keep down your load too, and they'll be there for you. Enjoy clear hearing. The number 43 or 7 could be significant. With the High Priestess here, not only are you intuitive, you may be experiencing or about to experience clairaudience. Something someone tells you, and others may have just overlooked that thing, but it'll come out really clearly to you. This is the universe communicating to you. In fact, if you're listening to this, you may have already heard it once or twice, and you may be asking yourself whether everything is wrong with you or your ears need to be tested. No, you're fine. All right? You are very powerful. You know everything. So stop wasting too much of time trying to see a situation from angles. You got it. Trust your voice. All right? And you will still not know all the answers. As I always say, trust the great mystery. 65, 11 or 2 could be significant. Oh, my beautiful pile number 3s. We've come to the end of your reading, and what you need to do to love yourself is, number 1, please get your sleep in order. And you're getting this advice from an insomniac who's finally healed herself. Touch wood, touch wood, touch wood. Keep that phone away. I know you would have read it a million times, but do it. It's difficult. Do it. 1 hour before sleep. Keep it aside. You don't need to know anyone's problems after that. Okay? Read something, dim light. Sleep. Get your sleep cycle sorted. Whatever you need to do, get it sorted. Once that is sorted, your thinking becomes clear. Your getting in touch with your intuition becomes clear. Very important. And from there you start, going over all that has been told to you. And it's not that you don't know. And believe me, people are just waiting to help you out and be there for you. So if you're feeling lonely, it's because you've kept your walls around you. You want to show up for everyone. You don't give them a chance to show up for you. Do you realize the kind of guilt they must be feeling? Because you don't let your vulnerable side be seen. They may be feeling useless around you, that you don't let them do anything. So give them a chance. All right? Sending you so much love and light, pile number 3. Take care of yourself and sleep. Bye-bye. Last but not the least, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Those of you who've chosen the tarot, the curious creatures, and this fire dragon head, or the 3 beautiful unicorns. You may be a very spiritual pile, actually, if you've chosen this. There's 3 unicorns here, and the firebug, and the angel. This is your reading. I'm going to put on all your cards, and then we'll begin. As I'm putting down your tarot, I will call out the questions. First and foremost, you get the Knight of Pentacles in reverse as your bottom deck energy. All right, how can you show yourself some love, some grace? You get 1 minute. You also had some extra cards, I think. Let me take a look. This is question 2. Oh, okay. How can you show yourself love? And you've got the 4 of Swords. Oh my Lord, why is this theme coming over and over again? The 4 of Swords. Okay. My collective, after all, that come to this reading have to be insomniacs like me, but I'm no longer one. Let me let you know that. All right, but you are deprived of sleep. Anyway, how can you forgive yourself? And guess how many cards you get for this? 3. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, the 3 of Pentacles upright, and the 4 of Cups. Where is it that you need to release gift? And you get the 7 of Swords. How can you release what no longer serves you? The Page of Swords in reverse. How can I heal? 2 of Pentacles. And advice from Spirit, the Queen of Swords. Okay, I'm putting down the other cards as well. You get the Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. Number 57, 56, 11 or 2 could be significant. Full Moon in Aquarius, be real. Wow. Thorns, weave together the crown you deserve. Number 14 or 5 could be significant. Envy, I am the same as everybody but with different challenges. Last but not the least, green, revitalize your nervous system. Beautiful, beautiful pile number 4. Welcome once again. Let's get into your reading. Bottom deck energy is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Things are finally moving in your life after being stagnant for very long. Stagnant or near stagnant. Alright? And this is because you've been in this energy of not being able to forgive yourself, being guilty about something that happened in the past. You've been having sleepless nights. You've just been after yourself. And I feel that, you are so stressed out for this card to come out. I feel you're very, very stressed out. How can you how can you love yourself and show yourself some love and grace? And you get the 4 of Swords. Just like the one of the previous piles, I won't say which one, but you need to sleep. You really need to get some rest. You need to detach from everything and sleep. This is SOS for you. Very important. I think you've been sleep deprived for a long time now. Alright? Straightforward. There's nothing else I'm going to add to this. The one way that you can show love to yourself, grace to yourself, is to detach from whatever it is that is happening in your life. However, even if you feel the sky is falling down, says Chicken Licken, that kind, even if it's that bad, doesn't matter. You will detach, you will prioritize yourself, and you will sleep. This, if you don't fix this, whatever decision you make hereafter will be from a place which is not clear. You're going to be fuzzy when you make that decision, and that is something you can do without. Very important, pile number 4. Please do not ignore this message. How can you forgive yourself? 5 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. What am I getting here? And this, we'll take this one also, because this is where can I release guilt. These are always interconnected. You've been possibly a little sneaky in the past, and I don't think it's such a big thing, but you're really holding yourself accountable for it, which is good. If you've done something sneaky, it's good to hold yourself accountable, but not to the extent that you are. What I get is, and this will obviously not resonate with everyone, you put it, I'll try and give 1 or 2 scenarios but you can apply to your situation, and if it doesn't fit, please choose another pile. There was someone you loved, all right, or a job that you coveted. There's something that you really, really wanted. It really was important to you, whether it's a job or opportunity or a person. But that person moved on. They found someone else, or if it was a job situation, it was given to someone else. All right, and this was the universe telling you that you have something better. But no, not you. You want what you want, and you were in this obsessive energy that I only want that one thing. Otherwise, I'm going to be this way. I'm out, being left out in the cold. I'm sad. I'm feeling sorry for myself that it didn't work out. I had all my expectations there. Things didn't work out. I don't want anything else. But the universe is saying that person, that job, that opportunity was not for you. It wouldn't have led you to happiness. No, I wanted only that. You can take back this cup. I don't want it. That's the energy that you were in. All right. And then you've done something sneaky, and you've either managed to, whoever got that job, you either managed to get them out of that job, and in doing so, neither did you get the job, but somehow they also got a raw deal. All right. And for some of you, you may have actually gone back to your person, and you may have been the third party. All right. And it could have been something which was very brief, that you were sneaky, and then immediately after, when you realized what you've done, you've gone back and tried to correct for it. All right. You've either just run away from here and not gone and faced them again because you realized what you did was wrong. And if it was that job situation or opportunity situation, you may have actually gone and apologized. There may have been this pang of envy. That was what I was getting here with this Four of Cups. That this was ideally mine. This should have been mine. But it was given to someone else. So I need it. The envy kicked in. So you did something sneaky. And almost immediately after, you were filled with regret, and that regret you feel to this day. This may have been something that has transpired years ago or something in the recent past, but it still weighs heavily on you. And you're being told, just like I've been telling everyone else, that we're human, we make mistakes because we have light and shade. And in shade, what do we have? All the 7 deadly sins, we've got bits of all of that. All right, just remember that. We have everything. Pride, sloth, envy, everything else. Whatever those 7 sins are, we have bits of it in us. That's our shadow. And then we have our light. And we have to come into balance and move forward. All right, in this situation, you felt miserable. Envy raised its head, ugly head. And it got the better of you. You lost your balance. Believe me, none of us are in balance. We just try to somehow manage. All right? This got the better of you. You did what you did, uncharacteristic to who you really are. But now you see yourself as this one person who can never get out of this. That's not true, pile number 4. That's not true. You're human. You did what you did. You tried to correct for what you did when you realized that this was wrong. For some of you, you may have corrected for it and it may have become okay. For some of you, it didn't work. And those people realize that you're the one who did it. They may have said a few things to you and you feel terrible. And that's okay. You felt terrible. That was your karma. All right? The action that you did. Whatever the outcome of that was there, that's your karma. But now learn from that experience and let it go. What you can do to actually correct for it is be the best version of yourself. Come into balance so that you can live your dreams. Make your dreams come true. You really want to know what you can do to repent for this? Make your dreams come true. Because then you would be a person who's learned from the mistakes they've made, who's not saying that I didn't make them, but taking full responsibility for them, understanding why you did them, working at the root cause of your envy, releasing the guilt, forgiving yourself, working on this healing, maybe your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your basically bottom three, and your solar plexus. Work on these three, all of that will disappear. Most of our dense energy is on the bottom three chakras. Work on them and keep your heart soft. Right now, you are in a bad way because of this one episode that has happened, and you really need to release the guilt and get on with life. Make your dreams real. That, I'm telling you, if you're watching this reading, this is Spirit's message to you. You want to release that guilt, you want to forgive yourself, you want to have a clean slate, work on making your dreams real from a place of authenticity, from a place of being truly you, without worrying about whether anyone did it better or not. You be fully you. How can you release what no longer serves you? You get the Page of Swords in reverse. You've been going back and forth looking at what happened. You know, this thing has transpired, whichever scenario it was, work or opportunity or relationship. You keep going there checking, keep going there checking. What are they doing now? Oh my God. And then feel terrible about it. Stop it. Stop stalking any of them. Whatever's happened. You don't need their forgiveness. You need your forgiveness. And your forgiveness comes by accepting what happened, taking your responsibility for it, and healing the root cause of it, why it happened. Once you work through your dense energy of the bottom three chakras, stop being fixated on them. That chapter is closed. You've learned your lessons. Move forward. Make your dreams come real, because this is what is cutting all those negative energies. You being your authentic self and doing what is important to you, and weave together the crown you deserve. You are worthy exactly the way you are, with your light and shade, and the universe knows that, but you don't. And it's, if you're here in this reading and if you're watching, please know that you've learned the lessons here. If you've not healed, work on your bottom three chakras and let this go. Live your best life. Be your authentic self. All right? And how can you heal? You can heal by, first of all, working on your bottom three chakras. And for that, you're handling too many things. I have a feeling that because ever since this particular situation happened, you keep yourself busy with so many things so that your mind is not idle for a minute. Because the minute your mind is idle, you run back to this situation and start beating yourself up. And you don't want to, which is one good thing, is at least you've not gone into some sort of addiction or something, but you've started actually working and taking on so much of responsibility. I'm surprised I don't see the Ten of Wands here. But with this Four of Swords here as your need, that's what you need to do to love yourself. I can see that you're not sleeping. You don't want your mind off, with nothing to do, because then this haunts you. And you're being told that it's time for you to release this. You can heal yourself when you make yourself a priority now. When you start healing these dense energies. All right? Enough of being stuck in this particular energy of yours. Your lack of sleep, you're overburdening yourself, and you're being fixated on this is not good for you. You've been stressing out like crazy. Pile number 4. This adds to a 4 too. Very important for you to know. Advice from Spirit is the Queen of Swords. Be discerning. After you've taken the responsibility about whatever happened, and they've come to know about it, they've blamed you, you've asked for forgiveness, maybe you didn't get it, it's okay, your work is done here. Thereafter, your work is on your healing your bottom three chakras, why you did what you did. Once you accept this, see this as an experience, see this as a learning factor, release yourself from this. Thereafter, if those people come back and talk nonsense, you just let them have it. Because everyone makes mistakes. You've done it, you've been apologetic, you've tried to make peace with it, they didn't want to, which is fine, which is absolutely fair. But thereafter, they can't keep coming back at you and telling you the same thing, and you don't have to accept it. For that, you need to have some self-worth. This particular incident, you've made it undo everything that you stand for, and you really don't need to do that. You are special exactly the way you are. You're unique. You're going to rise from the ashes, all right? You're going to come as this Queen of Swords. She's very charming. She's very resourceful. She's very tactful. And you can't mess with her because she knows it. And this experience is what has made you wise. All right, this experience is what's made you work on your bottom 3 chakras. This experience has made you accept yourself for who you are, light and shade. Be your most authentic version. So don't beat yourself up anymore about this. Learn the lessons and move on. And do whatever you can to revitalize your nervous system. Sit in nature when you're feeling stressed. Practice breathing. Okay, you have box breathing, you have different types of breathing. It's all available on the net. We are in this age wherein we have a solution for everything on the net. Only thing is we need to act. Just watching it won't help. You've got to practice it. All right. I'm sending you a big hug. Beautiful pile number 4. Whatever anyone does wrong, there's only so much of punishment that there is. You can't keep one crime, one punishment, one wrongdoing, one punishment. You can't keep beating yourself up about the same thing over and over again forever. It's just not done. All right, so just let it go and be, if you really want to repent, be the best version of yourself and make your dreams come true. And the universe is going to be so happy. All right, sending you so much love and light. Bye-bye.